All right, I'm at this pretty nice resort, and they use Perma-edge for all their pavers. And I know because you can pretty much see it just about everywhere. And kind of looks like shit, to be honest. And there's a ton of paver failures. You can't see it in the camera, but that's going up and down. Obviously, there's a tree there. The tree's planted too close. That's the issue there. I mean, even right here, there's a little bit of maybe it was laid in like that to begin with, but I mean, I just see all kinds of failures on these pavers, and this is old. There's no way this was done in the last 10 or 15 years. It's been around for a while, so it's definitely not bad. And there's multiple places where you can see that they've repaired it, but like, I think what I'm getting at here is that I think they would have been better suited with a plastic edging and getting their plant roots densely growing up against the edge. I don't think the Perma-edge gives you as much resistance from lateral pressure as striking a bunch of 9-inch nails into the soil would. And so, here, look at it like this. So think about it. The point is to stop the forces that are going this direction, right? Anytime something like twist on this, on top of your pavers, they're gonna put a lateral force against this, okay? So what do you think is gonna resist more force? The pressure that this little thing is pushing out? Because that's not even tied into the earth. So all you have is whatever the weight of this is gonna be your resisting force. This thing is utilizing all of this earth that goes infinitely back, right? And so the amount of force you'd have to push through a 9-inch stake should theoretically be hundreds of times greater than what you could get from Perma-edge resistance. So if you're gonna do Perma-edge and you're gonna do it right, it needs to be tied into the ground. And if you want it to be stronger than the paver edging restraints, then you need to anchor it with an anchor into the ground. It could be rebar, it could be a 9-inch nail, but that Perma-edge is basically worthless if it's not gonna be properly anchored. And that still doesn't solve the problem of getting the grass to grow on top of it so that you don't see it, because when you see it, it's hideous. This is what it looks like out front. You can see they've actually patched it. It's been patched. And it always looks good when you do one of those. In all fairness, I will say there are some areas where the grass has successfully grown up around the edging. But considering we're in the south and all this is spreading grass, although a lot of this is pretty weedy, I don't think you're going to have near these kind of results up north with clumping grasses. Maybe if you're far enough north as you can use bluegrass, but I'm pretty sure come summertime that bluegrass is going to fry with those shallow roots. A couple clarifications. I did call it spreading grass, and I really mean rhizomus or grasses that are going to grow laterally as opposed to the clumping grasses like fescue that we try to grow here in Springfield. Another important point that I want to make is that once you have dense grass roots growing up against your paver edge, those dense roots actually reinforce that paver structure even more, I think, than a Perma-edge would, even when a Perma-edge is staked, because I think that the density of those roots creates more strength than the mass of that Perma-edge. I'm just going theoretical. I don't have any proof, but I would encourage any physicist or somebody who's in school who needs a thesis paper to go ahead and research it and put a paper out on it, because I think there's a lot of truth to this. And I don't think the Perma-edge system really is as good of a system as people think it is. Even though some people who tout themselves as experts are, praising it as the way to go, I don't think it is the answer.